in today. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing the last few days. It's been feeling good, actually. What did I pick here? Oh, just an orchestral rock ballad type of a deal, and with probably a light tempo. And I'll do something with that and see if I can add something to it. You know, life is so wandering, so mysterious. The only way we can say it's not mysterious is to sit in one place, do nothing, and have somebody just feed us all our lives, without any contact with anything or anybody, other than that room that you were in there. And then that's your life, that room. The world is our life. Totally. But a lot of us can't handle it. And, well, I just started something. Let's see if I can go with it. See if I can put some kind of words together with a little bit of music and see if it makes any sense. So here we go. I'm gonna write a song again, here we go. And I have to be honest, I got a COVID shot yesterday, and I thought the guy was a bad apple because he put the alcohol on my arm. He stopped and he says, I'm going to tell you something first because you may not want to have this shot. And I said, what do you mean? He says, this shot is going to make you sick. You're on oxygen. How long have you been on it? I told him, and he says, you're definitely going to get sick. And he says, do you want the shot? And I said, well, of course I do. And he says, okay, and burp, he gave me the shot. Then, of course, my mind went a little screwy. But he was right. I got sick. I was sick all night. I've been sick all day. I'm still sweating as I'm sitting here. And I'm getting better now. But he was right. You know, it's, you know, sometimes when honesty strikes you right in the face, it's so honest. Anyway, maybe that's something I should be talking to music about, huh? I'll shut up. Here we go. I got off to the wrong thing there. Now you have to realize that I'm sick. I have no fear of making a mistake, so you can just get with it and it happens. So the heck with it. Here we go. Okay, enjoy. I'll talk to you when we get done with this. Now, there's another one. Okay, that's the second one. Now, what do you think? You think we're going to make a third one? Let me check my things up here. You have no idea how sick I really am. I played sick so many times. I mean, not with a bad excuse, but actually done playing like this. Here we go. Let's see if we get the right beat. We'll start with that first. I think so. As a child, I feared. I didn't want to go to sleep with the light off because the light was on the whole time I was going to sleep prior to the time when they turned it off. So I knew nothing other than to have light in the room even when I was sleeping. But I didn't know it then. All I know is that people were being really mean to me. through life, I've found that fear is one of the best things. It warns us. It's a warning mechanism. But most of us don't know how to control it. We get crazy. We fear that somebody's going to harm us just because they're standing in an alley. Maybe he had to, relieve himself. So what if we had the opportunity to pull out a weapon and make sure he's not going to hurt us? Do you understand what just happened? And our life seems to travel around those places because somebody has said, fear those. Fear those. What about these? Fear these. But what are these? We don't know. So it's really hard. We have to keep our intelligence strong, our emotions strong, but yet look where we're being driven. You have to be careful. I've been married quite a few times. My first fear was when I was a little tyke. A little girl. 3-year-old little girl. I was 3 or 4 also. She scared me. And then she became my best friend. You know why? As she walked up and she grabbed my hand and she started walking around with me, just pulling me around, walking with me. And we became really good friends. Amazing, huh? How many times have you been at a busy nightclub? You just want to go over and ask that gal to dance, but you want to make sure she doesn't have a boyfriend or something because you're afraid that that boyfriend will change the position of your nose. Then what happens? She gets impatient when you're looking at her. She comes over and she just sits down and reaches over and grabs your hand and says, "May I have this dance?" And you melt right into her hand. You melt into her arm. You melt into her heart. That fast. She's got total control of you. Now where was your fear of what she was going to do to you next, right? You think about those things and you say, hey, am I really okay? Yeah, you are. You're normal. Whatever that means. Later in life, after I retired, the doctor told me I'd be lucky to live 5 years. That was back in the early 2000s because of my lungs. I became fearsome. because I would cough and I'd pass out. I was afraid to drive. I mean, it was bad, actually. I didn't want to lose my driver's license. I lived up in the country, up north, up by Oregon border. Nobody anywhere. You could drive on the roads at night for 3, 4, 5 hours and you would never see a car. So what do you think that does to a guy that can't breathe? Gave me a new attitude. I had to get my body where it would overcome and allow me to breathe better somehow. I had to expand my lungs so they would take in more air. So how do you do that? This is my brain acting in my head. We cut firewood up there because we needed it to heat our houses. So I got this thing in my mind. I said, I'm going to bring in income by cutting firewood. Bought a chainsaw, couldn't start it. I tuned that thing up to where it started with a quarter of a pull. It wasn't like I hadn't done that kind of stuff before. I made sure I had all the equipment I needed. And I went out in the back country, way out, as far as I could go. So if I ran into trouble, I couldn't get back, only by under my own power. Under my own power. There were times when I run that chainsaw and the tree was getting ready to fall. I didn't know where it was going to go. I was running out of air. Felt like I was going to pass out. And I would. But luckily I had that thing chipped right and it fell out of the way. Even though I had close calls like that, the miracle began to begin. I pushed myself. I knew I had a good heart. The doctor told me I did. I pushed my heart to where my heart felt like my eyes were going to pop. I did that for 5 years. The year I stopped, I sold 80 cords of wood. I went out in below 23-degree weather and cut wood. I made sure I was clean. You know, oxygen freezes. But I was able to handle it. And we got her done. For the first time in my life, I started conquering that fear. I wouldn't let fear overtake me. Before I moved down to lower elevation, I got pneumonia really bad. I don't advise this to anybody, but you hear people talking about near-death experiences. Well, what happens when you're dying? Can you get up and do jumping jacks? Can you turn over? You can't even breathe. You're dying, man. You're going tickety-tock, you're gone. magic started. I remember in the kitchen there, ambulance drivers came in. Woman starts talking to him. What are we gonna do? He says, I'm gonna pump all the oxygen I can into him. And I start talking. And she says, this guy's talking. Well, I couldn't see her. I couldn't see anything. Everything was a bright light to where I couldn't see anything. You know what that was? Lack of oxygen. But the thing came in this way. There was nothing I could do to cure this situation on my own. Nothing. I was going bye-bye, and I had to accept it. Because I didn't, for some reason, want to go away and die with that fear in my head and in my body. I didn't want to go in fear. I wanted to go pleasantly, I think, but I don't know for sure. But I had the most pleasant experience of my life. And then, whoop, I came back. He got that lump of stuff that was caught in my lung passage, and he got it out of there with all that air force, and he saved my life. I've been a different person ever since then. I don't have a fear of dying anymore. But I also respect fear. And when the fear gives me that message, I immediately know what to do. So I don't have the fear. And I also have a way to survive. I'm not blocked by the fear. You see these stickers on the back of cards, no fear. And you go, what's that? And what happens to you where you have no fear? It is amazing. Other people drive us to fear. They tell us all these terrible things that are going to happen to you if you do that. If you jump in that river, you're going to die. How do they know? They never been in that river. They're reading a sign, there's no sign there. Where'd all that information come from? You're scared to death. You won't even put your foot in the water unless you got a rope tied to your hand. Because we let fear control us. So the next time you are single, don't go out and have an affair. Next time you're single, be wise. Don't have any fear. Experience what's in front of you. Let it be your experience and hers at the same time. Don't let one of you control the situation to getting together. Have it happen at the same time. And you will find a soulmate. Thank you and good evening. And I do that so that when I cut off the talking on either ends of it, I can use this for a song. If I decide to do that or use it for whatever I want to do with, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know how this turned out, but what would I do for a name? Do something different today. Childish fears. I don't know. I'll think of something. And that's usually what I'll just go with, the same thing I always do. after I get off of here with you guys, I'm going to say goodbye and hello all at the same time. I am Tim Clark. I'm Keyboard Clark, keyboardclark.com. I'm on Facebook, Keyboard Clark. I'm on YouTube, Keyboard Clark. I'm on SoundCloud, Keyboard Clark. And I'm on Twitter, Keyboard Clark. I'm on Instagram. I think it's Tim Clark 347. I believe that's the number I picked. If I'm not right, you can find it through my Facebook page probably. Anywho, I'm going to say good evening, and now I'm sweating pretty good, so I'm going to go take and chill out. And I have to leave my mistakes in there because that's what happens. That is what happened. I can't change it because it's already been recorded, and it's there. I can change out the recording, but then it's already being processed. By the time I get off this chair, it's almost too late. I'd have to have reached up there and hit the button immediately when I made the mistake, but I'm not like that. I want you to see that I'm human. Okay. Ciao. Talk to you later.